time a guy got back to me about a bow I'd made in 2018. A lovely little primitive. But the guy's had a bit of a shoulder injury and can't pull it anymore. So he asked if I could take it down to about £30. Well, first thing to do is obviously stick it on the tiller and see where we are at the minute. Supposedly 40 at 27, and he wants it taking down to 30 at 27. I'll give it some exercise. That's a little stiff there, maybe. Oh, 40 at 27. Just what it said on the tin. Just doing my first run of wood removal off the belly to try and get the weight of this down from 40 to 30. I took wood off the bits that looked slightly stiff and looked thick first. It's the upper limb. Then went over just generally taking some off, a little bit off the edges, similar on the lower limb. That'll give you an idea how much wood I've removed. Fair bit of dust. Some on the floor down there. But I'll pop that on the tiller and have a look, and that will just give me a feel for how much more to take off. I'd guess probably that's probably just taken off a couple of pounds, if that. I gave it a quick try on the tiller and found I'd taken off £6 with that first amount of rasping, which is a little bit more than I anticipated, but that's one of the problems with sort of taking, well, the final stages of tillering or reducing weight off a bow. It's knowing how much to take off to achieve a desired effect. So what I've done now is I've just gone over lightly, taking a little bit more off. That's my cabinet rasp. This side's quite coarse, but that side will give you a nice fine finish. And I've been sort of rounding the edges of the bow, taking it off the belly, not a huge amount, checking with finger and thumb for thick areas. I can see that slightly thick there, so I've tended to do the thicker area first, just reduce some off there, do the various thick spots, then an even stroke across the belly. Not a vast amount of wood, but I'll probably put it back on the tiller again, because it's very easy to overshoot. Once you've taken off too much, you can't really put it back on. Let's see how this looks. Well, that's strange, it looks more on the tiller than it did last time. I can only think that perhaps I took it to, instead of 27, perhaps I took it to 25, something like that. Yeah, it looked like the tips were coming round quite hard, especially on the upper limb, so I've said leave on there. I'm going to work here, maybe try and get back into the fade a little bit more, and some off this limb. To try and have a look at it, I pulled it to 30 and it looked to be 30 at 24. So yeah, got to do a bit more work. There you can see how I've extended back into the fade a bit here. I've worked along these edges, just thinning it a bit more. Just this section, hopefully that will get it coming around a bit more. Yes, it's a classic dilemma of tillering. Sometimes nothing seems to be happening, sometimes a lot seems to be happening. and the big scale is a bit coarse, and the weight of the scale is £2, which can be an inch of draw weight. So I've gone to me little digital scale that doesn't go up so high and is more accurate. So I can now see what's actually happening. I've had another good rasp over the belly, taking the crown off it, so the belly where my thumbs are, I've done it like that. Now I'll flatten it. So we've got a flatter D section. If you're always worried about doing too much, I thought I was well on the way, but inaccuracies on the scale meant I wasn't. So what I'll do is I'll pull it to 30, but I have to get down low to see the reading on the scale. I'll try and keep my head out of the way, and we can see what it looks like at 30. So there you go, that's 30. Nice, it moves. Even that, when you hold it at full draw, you see the draw weight shifting off. So, yeah, 30 at about 24.5. Let's see what it actually is. £34 at 26. So a bit more to come off yet. I'll flatten that belly some more.